If you sat down at the dinner table, your mum's come in and she's carrying 4 Sunday dinners and a gravy boat, just leave her to it, that's what I say, leave her to it. So as I'm sure you're aware, Zoella created an advent calendar last year, and let's be fair, quite a few YouTubers made careers out of this. And she's just released a new book, so I may as well give this a whirl and try my best. So the book is called Cordially Invited, and it's basically a book about planning your life around the seasons, different things to do, arts and crafts and baking. That's the gist of it. I will say, if you're a Zoella fan, I don't mean any hate by any of this. I think she's probably quite a nice person. I think she's just been ill-advised with the merchandise and the route she's gone down creating different items for people to buy. But this book, Cordially Invited, came out in early October, and let's be fair, people aren't pleased. But there is one YouTuber that seems to be less pleased than everybody else. Her name is Angelica Oles.
We also have Zoella's new baby, Cordially Invited.
But she has gone absolutely in on Zoella, in on the Z-Dog herself.
Do you see all of these? These are all the mistakes that have led to this video. Excluding a few that I would just be repeating myself because I feel like I don't want to give too many examples of the same thing because I feel like you guys get it. So these aren't all the mistakes.
Bloody hell. Settle down, ladies and gents. It looks like we're going to be here for quite a while. It looks like this woman's gone full CSI on this book. It might be a bit shit, but we didn't ask for Sherlock Holmes. So the advent calendar was a disaster. It was rated 1.5 stars, and then she was outed in public by Hugh from the Boots marketing team. Anybody else would have tried to completely eradicate that memory, but not the Z-Dog. Because in this book, she mentions cookie cutters, which you got in the advent calendar.
It's all 3 now, and things are really heating up. Oh, look at that. That's delightful. There we go. What is that? That's making me feel a bit ill. So there we go, guys. For just £50, you can get your own star cookie cutter.
And those pom-pom things, which you got in the advent calendar.
Day number 9 now, and I know what you're thinking. How can this get better? We have dun 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 dun.
At this point, I'm half expecting to come out in a video and say, if you haven't got a cookie cutter and you haven't got a pom-pom to stick on your bunny's tail, then, I mean, I've got some leftover stock of this advent calendar. I mean, 25 quid, it's a bargain. I'm sure you're aware that last year the advent calendar was 50 quid before everybody and the nan started complaining. She then said she couldn't change the pricing.
The retailer can decide how much they sell that for. That's completely out of my decision making.
Boots said she could change the pricing, and then miraculously it was 25 quid. And something very similar has happened here. This book is apparently a bestseller, and within 4 weeks of its release it's been sold at a discount, which, as you remember, that's nothing to do with Zoella. 4 weeks and it's been reduced in price. These books, Cordially Invited, are flying off the shelves so fast they've had to reduce the price because people are buying them so fast. So if anybody out there is thinking of buying any Zoella merch, just wait a few weeks and I'll have 50% off. So in this book, Zoella's got a lot of to-do lists for each season and each event in each season. So like Easter, Christmas, you get the gist. This by itself doesn't seem like that bad of an idea. It might give inspiration for people to do something if they're bored, or to cheer themselves up after they've had to complete 4 essays and a mountain of homework over the Christmas holidays. But the only problem with these to-do lists is that they're not relevant to anyone, any human that can function properly.
Have a good spring clean. If you need someone in a book to tell you to clean your house, then yeah, buy this book. Because this book is written for people with less than 5 brain cells. I'm pretty sure I don't need someone to tell me to do a spring clean. I clean my house regardless, and I don't need someone in a book to physically write me a little note saying that I need to clean my house.
Me and you too, Angelica. Me and you too. So I know what you're saying. Can it get any worse than this? It does. Remember to hand out invites. Put more clothes on if it's cold. Serve the food. Serve the food. I was half expecting my guests to eat out the trough, but you've changed my mind, Zoe. You've changed my mind. You know when you went round your mate's house in year 3 and the mum laid on like a full diabetes plate of food? Pizzas, burgers, sausages, the lot? Well, Zoella's got a page for staying guests, and it shows what a creative mind that this girl has.
So she's got a whole 1, 2, 3, 4 pages for staying guests. So how to be a good guest. Ask if the host needs any help.
Do people really need to be told to be polite? If you sat down at the dinner table, your mum's come in and she's carrying 4 Sunday dinners and a gravy boat, just leave her to it, that's what I say, leave her to it.
Bring a gift.
Now I do understand this one, I get where she's coming from, but I think a few 10-year-olds might take this a bit too literally. Hi Sophie, are you coming out? That's a good girl impression, by the way, just allow it. Yeah, but don't bring me bracelet. My mum says they're taking over my bedroom.
Don't be too early, don't stay too late.
Hiya mate, how are we doing? Nice to see you. Hiya mate, the party's not well tomorrow, you know. I know, I just thought I'd give you some help setting up. Don't want you to do it all by yourself.
Now let's read the blurb. I have always loved having people over, and whenever someone comes to my house, I want to make sure they feel as at home there as they do in their own surroundings. So I simply ask them to take off their filthy shoes in the grand hall next to the ivory statue of Nala.
Now, one thing I'm going to say, whenever I opened this book, for some reason I expected the pages to kind of have like a glossy feel, and they don't. The pages kind of feel a little bit like newspaper texture, if that makes sense. So they don't feel very glossy, which, I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
This book is aimed at adults. Her fan base are kids. So this is already a discrepancy in a demographic. Then some things in here like cereal parties and stuff, and building a den. She has a whole thing about building a den on a rainy day, which seems very childish. But then she has a bar styling section. Yes, because 12-year-olds are really looking forward to style their whiskey section.
So why do good girls like bad guys? I have this question for a real long time. I've been a bad boy and it's plain to see. So why do good girls fall in love with me?
They have to hand sign all of these themselves. They put so much effort into these products.
That's just totally wrong. It's just like wrong. It's just wrong.
So when we have a
not
party,
true. It's just not true.
So I'm going to go straight to winter. I'm guessing it's probably more Christmas oriented, but I'm still really interested. Cereal party. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look delicious? Oh. I would flipping love to have a cereal party. I would flipping love to have a cereal party.
Now don't get me wrong, this is nowhere near as bad as the advent calendar. The advent calendar had 12 windows and probably had a combined total for the cost of £6. So even when she cut the price in half to £25, it was still nowhere near value for money.
Okay, so here it is. After half an hour of searching, I found door number 1. There's just so many bloody doors!
To make something as bad and as overpriced as the advent calendar, that's really going to take something quite special.
The cynic in me doesn't know if I think it's not shit just because the advent calendar was so shit, it makes that seem less shit. For example, if you get stabbed in the face every single day, but on Sunday you don't, and they just punch you in the face instead, you're going to think, oh, getting punched in the face is alright, when really it's not. It's still shit, but you're just used to getting stabbed in the face with glitter and cookie cutters.
My only problem is that YouTubers, not a lot of them, but some of them, they can basically release anything. Zoella could put a name on a pair of dentures and a 12-year-old from Shropshire would go and buy them.
Did you get the 102? Desserts, madam. There.
Whoa. Blow it out.
No matter the quality, no matter the product, somebody would buy it if Zoella's name's on it. So she's got a responsibility to those fans and those girls especially that adore her and really look up to her to actually release stuff that is good value for money, because as I've said, she can release anything. She could release those dentures and someone would buy them, I can guarantee it. So I understand it might be easy to just throw anything out there. It's literally just make a quick buck, easy to do, but there's a lack of morality there. That's my only issue. I don't hate the girl at all. I think she's done fantastically well. She's really successful. She's bridged that gap between YouTube and the general population.
And this is your vlog is fashion and makeup, so
yeah.
to stray into other territory was pretty brave.
Yeah, it was quite scary.
Did you have to think twice about doing it?
Yes, I think that was the second video I'd filmed, and I had to edit out about 40 minutes worth of me just like rambling on and on and on just to sort of get the points out.
She's in magazines left, right and centre. It's just the merchandise that I've got a bit of an issue with. I think that's all really anyone's got an issue with.
And I didn't want to not address it because I want you guys to know I do care about how you feel about things, and the last thing I want to do is anger, upset or disappoint anyone, because that is not my intention in the slightest.
But that's where we're going to leave this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I've said, if you're a Zoella fan, no hate against her whatsoever. She's probably a nice person. It's just a merch that's not quite up to scratch. But anyway, please like, comment and subscribe if you are new. And I'll catch you next time.